What's up? What's up? What's up, my mind your money business folks? It's me yet again with another video. I'm putting out this video because I probably won't be able to cover the stock market tomorrow morning because I have to get up early for a meeting. So yeah, so I'm putting this out. I found this article that talks about families making $150,000 or over $150,000 in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck. And that normally at the end of most of my videos that I post, I always talk about lowering your debt to income ratio, getting rid of debt, because when you are in debt, you are a slave to whomever that lender is, that mortgage company, that car company, that bank, that individual, you know. So the less debt you have, the more money you have control over to make money for you by investing into paper assets or investing into real estate, something that appreciates in value, that can pay you in the long run, that can pay you income, can be multiple streams of income. So I found this article on CNN business page that I want to talk about. Again, it's more families making over $150,000 are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I personally have no debt, no mortgage debt, no personal loan debt, no student loan debts. I followed the Dave Ramsey plan since 2018, became debt free in 2021, and I stick to my budget. I created a budget, and I stick to it till this day. And now I'm able to dollar cost average into the stock market on a monthly basis, investing into paper assets. Some stocks have brought back 185% year to date. Nvidia, S&P 500 has brought back over 20%, along with my information technology ETFs. So check out other videos on my page. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, share this information that I'm putting out. Research yourself. And also, disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. All content provided on this channel and videos is for entertainment purposes only and reflects my personal opinion. So please do your own research and talk with a financial advisor before investing any money, or talk to a professional. Follow the Dave Ramsey podcast. He talks every day about getting out of debt, him and his team. So let's get into this article. So it says, when considering who is living paycheck to paycheck, households with an income of six figures or more likely aren't the first to come to mind. But as it turns out, about a fifth of U.S. households that earn more than $150,000 a year are in that situation. Yeah, a lot of people think more money, the easier things are. Sometimes it's not. Okay, that's according to a new Bank of America analysis of anonymized U.S. consumers' banking account and spending data. So again, I'm just reading information from the professionals because I am not one of them. The authors of the analysis define people who live paycheck to paycheck are those who dedicate more than 95% of their household income to necessities, which include gasoline, food, utilities, internet, public transportation, childcare, and housing. Housing is probably the biggest problem, but let's get into it. It says across all income levels, households that earn less than $50,000 a year saw the highest proportion, around 35% of people living paycheck to paycheck so far this year. But at higher income levels, the portion of households living paycheck to paycheck falls slowly. For instance, the share of households living paycheck to paycheck and earning between $50,000 and $75,000 is only a few percentage points higher than households earning more than $150,000. That's crazy. It says, conveniently, it seems reasonable to assume that people who earn more would have more money to make non-essential purchases compared to people who earn less. So why does that not appear to be the case. Let's get into it. One reason the author of the analysis offered is that their report is that higher income households may have bought larger, more expensive homes, said it, and consequently have bigger mortgages, especially if you finance within the last couple of years at 6-7%, $500,000-$600,000. Ouch. And often along with bigger homes come bigger insurance costs, property taxes, and utility bills. I think that's one thing that caught me off guard too when I first started purchasing homes. It's one thing to purchase a home, and then it's another thing to maintain a home. That takes a lot of money. You have hot water heaters that go out. You have AC units that go out. You have roofing leaks. The heating or furnace can go out. Those are costs that, me as a new homeowner, when I first purchased my first place, did not take into consideration. And if you do not have money set aside for those expenses, it can cause people to use credit card, and that's why credit card debt is so high these days for most people. But that's why I followed the Dave Ramsey program, and it sets you up perfectly in helping you create a plan to get out of debt and to get out of these situations, right? Okay, another side of it is that higher income people could be taking on bigger mortgages on the aspiration that they're going to be getting raises and promotions. David Tinsley, senior economist at the Bank of America Institute, told CNN. It could also be that higher income households are under more financial stress right now because they have a lot of younger children. But once they reach school age, their spending on necessities like childcare could fall, Tinsley said. But importantly, Tinsley and his team did not draw a distinction between different tiers of necessity spending. So for instance, someone who spends a lot to send their child to an elite preschool was still marked down as necessity spending in the analysis. All Tinsley's team sees is that a payment was made to a child care provider, he said. That's true. Okay, nevertheless, the Bank of America analysis underscores the sting that inflation continues to have on consumers across income groups. That's why I hope when the Feds meet next month, they continue to lower interest rates, because when money is cheaper to borrow, people tend to, they spend more, and it also gives them a better rate and mortgage payment, okay, car payment, so on and so forth. Also, it allows companies to borrow money at a cheaper rate as well. Okay, even though the rate at which prices are rising has slowed significantly over the past 2 years, Americans are paying about 20% more for everything nowadays compared to before the pandemic in February 2020. That's why when you follow the Dave Ramsey program like I did and like I continue to do, you set aside money for an emergency. You have your emergency fund outside of your savings account. So when things do pop up, like expenses, hot water heater, car problems, so on and so forth, you have that money set aside. You also not equate, but you budget for everything: your child care needs, insurances, utilities, so on and so forth. Back to the article. At the same time, Americans are seeing slower wage growth as the labor market has cooled. Compared to a year ago, Americans' average hourly wages were up 4% in September, whereas 2 years ago, wages were up more than 5% versus the year before, according to Labor Department data. And that's pretty much all the article says. Also, let me tell you, I invest in NVIDIA. A lot of these companies are taking on this technology, and artificial intelligence is going to revolutionized, the way we do business in the transportation department, in the healthcare, pharmaceutical, information technology, all over, right? Just like Google just gave its earnings report, and the millions of dollars that they've invested into those NVIDIA chips are paying off. But either way, artificial intelligence will not replace people. But the owners of these big companies will utilize artificial intelligence to replace people. So are you in a good place just in case, say, your hours get cut? Do you have the technical skills that make you, valuable to a company for them to keep you? You need to be paying attention, people, to where we're going in the future, because they're saying artificial intelligence is like the fourth industrial revolution. Things will not be the same in the next 5 to 10 years in a lot of places. And some people, just prepare yourself. And you need to lower your debt to income ratio. You have to. You need to start investing in things that are considered assets. There's nothing wrong with renting. Nothing. You don't have to buy, people. Because when you buy a home and you own that home, you're responsible for everything. Versus when you rent, something goes wrong with the property, there's a roofing leak, the hot water heater went out, the fridge, stove, so on and so forth, that landlord has to take care of that responsibility. But either way, the choice is yours. If you own a home, great. Try to pay it off as soon as possible. But you have to get rid of the of debt. Because again, when you are in debt, you are a slave to the debtor, whomever you owe that money to. You have to pay them off, right? And the less debt you have, the more money you have control over. We live in a society where we're always sold something, like commercials. Even when you watch YouTube, if you don't have a premium account, your videos will be interrupted via some type of ad or commercial. We're always being sold something because we live in a capitalistic society, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to understand the world we live in, the country that we live in, and move accordingly, move more smartly. But what I have come to understand, not everyone's going to get it. Some people just like suffering, so it seems, right? But those that do get it, make the right choices, start to put together a plan. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're pretty much planning to fail. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I need to get off here because I have to get up in like 6 hours. But you guys take care. Peace. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything at all. All right, take care. Bye.